We've played Dragon's Dogma 2 and we are here to tell you all about it. Now the footage you're going to see in this video is from the Magic Archer class. If you'd like to see some footage of the Mystic Spearhand, check out our other video that just went live on the channel. It's so rare during a preview event for a game to have us giggling with childlike enjoyment. Typically these events are hyper-controlled corporate walkthroughs showing off exactly what the publisher wants you to see. This is why it was such a pleasure that we recently got the chance to play 3 hours of Dragon's Dogma 2 off the leash. Not only was this an excellent way to experience a chunk of the upcoming Mammoth Capcom RPG, but it also led to 3 of us in the demo room laughing uproariously as we discovered just how overpowered some of Dragon's Dogma 2's new toys really are. The long-awaited sequel is almost here, and after our time with the game, we're not only confident that the long-time fans of the series will be happy, but we also think that millions of new converts will finally understand the hype around the little played but much loved 360 RPG. We played as both the Magic Archer and the Mystic Spearhand, 2 of the game's classes. This dictates what weapon style you'll be most adept with, but with these classes specifically, known in-game as hybrid vocations, we were also able to cast magic. The Spearhand saw us get up close and personal with our enemies. At one point, a huge griffin plunged into the road in front of us, engaging our character and his 3 pawns in a fight for their lives. Like in the first game, there's an ever-present climbing system in Dragon's Dogma 2, so instead of wailing away from a safe distance, we climbed onto its neck and began digging in. When the griffin then took off and sent us rolling down the hill, it was thrilling and hilarious. The game is built for emergent moments like this and handles the pressure of dealing with a full party and the main character's abilities very well. It turns out the griffin was treating us as more as light entertainment as it flew away before we could do significant damage. According to Capcom, that griffin will later reappear in the game to settle the score, but that apparently happens unexpectedly as the players explore the world, striking when a player least expects it. We then headed deeper into the valley with our pawns, the game's in-game AI helpers that form your party of 4. As we reached a creek, some enemies that we were clearly very underleveled for pinned us against the wall. Once we evaded their seemingly endless attacks, we legged it up the path, a task made harder by the fact that the pawns were routinely getting knocked unconscious. This resulted in a relay race of reviving a pawn, running 20 yards, one of them dying, running back, reviving them, doing this over and over again, all while a huge monster was battling towards us, one attack from which would wipe the entire party. This moment had the vibe of a D&D session wherein the party gets in over their head and has to scramble to find their way out while managing to keep everyone alive. We did all live, for what it's worth, before slowly creeping back to camp to lick our wounds. But the moment that really had us tickled was when we started playing as the Magic Archer. The Archer has a few different spell arrows at their disposal, a flame spell arrow, a homing spell arrow, a spell arrow that heals our pawns and can revive them if it's fully charged. But the final arrow was the most exciting one, the ricochet arrow. We were warned before playing as the Archer that the ricochet arrow was somewhat powerful when used inside of caves, since once it hits an enemy or a solid surface, it would bounce back and forth, further damaging the enemy. What we didn't expect was to enter a cave, face a 40-foot demon, and then turn said cave into an illegal rave, sending showers of neon pink ricochet arrows around the demon's lair. Their health bar melted. Breaking things in games is incredibly fun, and from what we've played, Capcom wants you to feel extremely powerful. But Dragon's Dogma 2 is just as good about humbling you as it is about empowering you, which is a healthy balance that really needs to be struck in order to make an excellent RPG. Not only were we skipping through the fields of Dragon's Dogma 2 pushing the game to its limits, but we also got a brief look at how missions are presented to the player and examples of how they may be resolved. In the early game, to pass a gate we had to present a specific permit to a guard. This item would allow us through as long as we were part of the in-game race that looked like humanoid cats. If you were already part of this race, you could avoid this part of the quest, but if you're missing the prerequisite features to pass as a furry stream, you have to slink off to the local shop, at which point you can buy a rather homemade looking cat mask which will let you through the gate. The same shopkeeper could have forged the permit that we held had we not acquired it traditionally, however this happened before our demo took place. We left our time with Dragon's Dogma 2 absolutely desperate to play the full game. The world is full of life, it's both intentionally and emergently hilarious, and the range of combat abilities feels vast. We didn't get a great sense of the state of the world or the overarching story, but when it's this fun to play, we're ready to jump straight back in when the game releases later this month. Thanks for watching VGC, please remember to subscribe and like this video. Until next time, see you later.